The champ is here.
Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to the XFL. That's right, the X-Pound Fantasy League. Once again, we are here to do the usuals, and once again, we are really fucking late because we are not good at this. What you gonna do? You might notice a new face over there, however. Neither Jeff nor Tiff are here tonight. Jeff is still sick, and his voice is still messed up. And unfortunately, it's a bit late for Tiff. She was here, and unfortunately, due to my fault, she couldn't stay because I was not ready on time. That is my fault, and I apologize to you for that, Tiff. I am sorry. That is on me. However, luckily, I was able to make a phone call over to the XFL developmental territory and call up a new talent to the main roster. The original plan was for this talent to be called up for the new season post-WrestleMania. However, due to the circumstances of this evening, we're going to go ahead and do it now. So, may I introduce new participant, Risa, Solrisa.
What is up?
All right. So, yes, if all goes as planned between now and WrestleMania, we will have 4 competitors again next season. The first time we've had that since Richter left and joined the XFL Hall of Fame and signed an XFL Legends contract. So, we are going to see how this goes. We do not have everything for tonight, unfortunately. So, we're doing a little bit differently this week. We're going to do Raw per normal, and we're also going to do 205 Live because I have notes from Jeff. Unfortunately, because we expected Tiff to be here, I don't have a copy of her scores. So what we'll do is on Thursday night, during our normal scoring for this past Sunday's WWE Fastlane pay-per-view, we will also do SmackDown first before the pay-per-view in order to be caught up for Saturday, which will once again be regular scoring for the week. And of course, as a reminder, we are in March here, and of course, on April the 8th, we will be having WrestleMania, and we will be scoring it the Thursday prior, and that's that Saturday afterward, which, if I look at my calendar for 2 seconds, I can tell you is going to be Saturday the 13th of April, will be the kickoff for Season 10. If you're watching this on the X-Pound, like, wait a minute, 10 seasons? Yeah. Seasons have been different lengths because we've been working on it, and most of them are on our other channel called The League of Opinionated Gentlemen. You can find that on YouTube. Search it out. You can also find us on Twitter at, I believe it's at League OG, if I recall correctly. Haven't used that Twitter in a while, but feel free to go check that out. That's all of our other seasons, for the most part, are on there. You can catch up on all the previous drafting and scoring and all sorts of things of that nature. Let me see here. What does this thing say? Because I have it on my phone. Yes, at League OG. I was correct. All right. So with that being said, we're going to do Raw. We're going to do 205 Live. And I also have some Fastlane predictions from Jeff. I'm not going to bother to do mine because I already saw the pay-per-view that happened. But Jeff's were given to me beforehand, so we'll see how right he was. And hopefully by the end of the week, Jeff will be less sick and we'll be more on the ball and we can get crap done in the neighborhood of on time for once.
Shout out to Jeff.
Yep, shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Tiff. Shout out to Richter if you happen to be watching. Come join us sometime, man. Even if you're not on a team, you can join us as a guest. We could always use guest commentary. Good times for all. So, let's begin as we normally do. I should probably add, by the way, I'm not only joining as part of our online group, but Risa has been helping me with the Raw scores, so that will likely continue on. So she's also helping on the back end, so that is a good thing. So really, really jumping in there. We appreciate that.
Not a problem, Jim.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to put up the scores, and we're going to see where we're at this week. All right, let me get my little present to everyone button. There we go. Okay. So as you can see here from the scores, still currently in the lead, as has been the case almost the entire season, is the Extremely Legit Yes Movement, run by Jeff, at 6,522 points. And second place, not too far behind, about 400 some odd points behind, at 6,107, are the Rowdy Last Kickers, led by Tiff. And I'm still way the hell in the back at 4,158, 2,000 points behind Tiff, and 2,500 behind Jeff, with no hope of ever catching up unless Roman Reigns wins all the matches between now and WrestleMania. The Big Dogs Club. So I am not winning this season. That is not happening. So I will have the last draft pick when we get to the draft, presumably. So we will see how that all plays out. It is worth noting, however, there will be some fluctuation to this because if you check over, we're going to jump over to our main roster table for a minute here. We do have quite a number of points currently unawarded down here, primarily from Aleister Black and Ricochet, who have been wrestling tag team matches week in and week out the last few weeks on both shows, Raw and SmackDown. Excuse me. So there's over 250 points to be had between those two gentlemen, who, due to operating as a tag team, will go to one person. So, while not a complete game changer, that does close the gap a little bit. And, of course, some points for some other superstars who have come up. Johnny Gargano, Matt Hardy returning, Batista now involved in a WrestleMania storyline after a return, Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett's brief appearances after the Royal Rumble. And, of course, Tommaso Ciampa, who did make a main roster debut, but unfortunately underwent surgery and is not going to be around for a while. We do wish him a speedy recovery, however.
That's right.
So with that, we're going to go ahead and check out the leaderboards up on top here. Top of the leaderboards currently is Finn Balor at 512 points. As of the show we're scoring, the Intercontinental Champion. More on that when we score next Saturday. Coming up in second is the Raw Women's Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, if I could talk tonight. 504 points. Both those two with a nice big gap because 100 points behind is the WWE Champion, the new Daniel Bryan. 404, followed by Akira Tozawa of the Cruiserweight division on 205 Live at 378. Seth freaking Rollins, the number one contender to the Universal title at WrestleMania, is at 368. Followed 1 point behind by one half of the Raw Women's, not the Raw Women's, the overall Women's Tag Team Champions, Bayley at 367. And the other half, Sasha Banks, the boss, following up at 364. Baron Corbin sticking in there at 332, despite being liked by nobody. The man, Becky Lynch, the hottest thing in the women's division today, clocking in there at 322, just a point ahead of the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre, at 321. So, interesting leaderboards going on. Kind of the ironic is that I have the top superstar on the leaderboard, and then it's the only person I have remotely close to the top 10. The next highest superstar I have on the roster is Kofi Kingston down here at number 20.
Oh, wow.
With 240 points. So, as much as he is recently getting a push, and that may increase come WrestleMania, yeah, this would be the problem.
Yep.
So while I appreciate Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns coming back, I don't think it's in time to save me. But we will see what happens because, as we all know, anything can happen in World Wrestling Entertainment.
It's not over till it's over.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and put these in alphabetical order, and let's move over to Monday Night Raw. As per usual, we are primarily running this off of the John Report, so thank you, John Canton, for always having helpful recaps. Raw from March the 4th, last Monday, we're doing Raw 4, aired it live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and began with the big dog Roman Reigns. All right, so Roman Reigns comes out to the ring and says that last week in Atlanta was the comeback, and this week at Philly, we take our yard back. And the fans really like that. And Roman said that when thinking about what he wants, there's one man standing in his way, and that's his brother, quote-unquote, Seth Rollins. Of course, referring to the Universal title match at WrestleMania. Reigns asked Rollins to come down to the ring, and Rollins did so wearing a brand new Beast Slayer t-shirt available now on WWE Shop. And they hugged in the ring, and Rollins said that seeing Reigns back in the ring let him know that he could do anything, and he's going to take that inspiration to slay the Beast Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. He's going to take the Universal title and bring it back here on Raw, where it will be on Raw every single week. And he said that he understood what Reigns was getting at about losing a title that he wasn't beaten for. And Rollins said, if anybody deserves a title shot, it's him. And Rollins says, let's talk about it. And Reigns said that Seth was wrong, and that when he was gone, one person watched over this place, and it was this man right here, Seth Rollins. One man knew what was best, and that was him. Reigns talks about how much he knows that Rollins has what it takes to take the title from Lesnar, and wishes him good luck, my brother. Reigns then says that he needs a favor, and Rollins says he'll, of course, do anything. And Reigns says that he wants to get the band back together one last time, which got a big pop. Rollins said that anything but that, because after what Ambrose did to him, he's not sure that he can do that. The fans responded with a Shield chant. Reigns said that he wanted the Shield to return and asked the fans if they did, and they cheered. And Reigns said that when he was out, he looked at things from a different perspective. Life is short, and they are his brothers, and that he doesn't know if Dean is coming or going, but he's making headlines. And Reigns says that he wants to get back together one more time. More Shield chanting. Rollins spoke about how he put that part of his life behind him, but that Roman is right. Life is too short. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. And if Reigns wants the Shield, Rollins says that he's in. For Reigns. Reigns then called for Ambrose to come out here, which he did so, walked around the stage a bit, but then Elias hit him in the back with a guitar out of nowhere. Rollins and Reigns ran up to chase Elias away, and Ambrose was still down selling this attack, and then stumbled his way to the back without giving an answer to Reigns and Rollins about the Shield reunion. So yeesh.
Yeah, no brotherly love there.
No, not quite, but that happens. Of course, some of those lines about one more time is because of Dean Ambrose, the reports of WWE that he is leaving after WrestleMania, so that's why they want to do that.
Not him too.
Yep. 2.
Well, they're taking my rowdy Ronda Rousey out too.
Well, they're not thinking she's voluntarily leaving because she wants to go have kids.
Yeah.
So that's fair. And she'll be back. She signed a 3-year contract.
Okay.
She's not going anywhere. All right, so it's going to be a promo to Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins. 3. Okay.
He has a song?
Jeff and I have been working on that. We never finished it. Longtime fans at home know this. We wrote Seth freaking Rollins as a parody of the song Harry freaking Potter from the Star Kid musical, A Harry Potter sequel.
Okay.
But we have not finished it. So anyway, what else we got here? So Dean Ambrose is going to get 3 points for being there, but not actually getting to do anything, which will be 321. And then Elias gets 3 points for a weapon use of a guitar. 209. Okay. So following that whole exchange, the announce table hyped other things happening tonight. We cut to the back to the heel trio of the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre, the former Raw General Manager Baron Corbin, and the almighty Bobby Lashley, as well as Bobby Lashley's hype man, Lio Rush. And they're interviewed by Charlie Caruso, where McIntyre said that he already broke the Shield months ago. Corbin said that they're going to face Strowman, Balor, and Angle tonight, and they'll show them where power lies. And Lashley added that Balor will pay for holding his Intercontinental Championship. And Corbin finalizes that he'll remind Kurt Angle that he can't hang with the athletes of today.
Oh, snap.
So, promo to those 3 men. McIntyre and Baron Corbin. Where the hell's Baron Corbin? There's Baron Corbin. And almighty Bobby Lashley. See him at 302. There you go. And 3 points to Lio Rush for being there and not saying anything. It's 292. All right. Next we go out to the ring. where the aforementioned match occurs. Balor comes out first. We go to a commercial break. We go back from the commercial break to the heels already out there. Then Braun comes out, and then Kurt Angle comes out last to ride out the match. So, Risa, would you like to tell us about the match?
Absolutely. All right, so Strowman starts the match, and he hits a clothesline on Corbin and sends him out of the ring. Then Corbin comes back with a shoulder tackle, and he's on the floor at this point. Drew McIntyre tags in. Strowman decks him with an open hand strike to the face, and Balor tags in with a double axe off the top right into McIntyre's arm. So Lashley tags in. Balor dumps him out of the ring. Balor clotheslines and sends Corbin out of the ring, and Balor hits a somersault dive over the top, straight to the floor.
Tope suicida!
When Balor runs the ropes, Rush trips him up, and the ref sees it and does nothing about it.
Yeah, what the hell, John Cone?
That's always
Do your
awesome.
damn job.
Then Lashley runs over Balor with a clothesline as the show goes to commercial break. When the show returns, Strowman is working over Balor with an armbar. Balor tries to break free with an attack on the apron, but Corbin decks Balor with a punch. McIntyre hits a suplex on Balor. McIntyre also misses a corner attack, and Angle is tagged in. He hits 2 German suplexes. Not bad. McIntyre blocks a 3rd suplex attempt briefly, but Angle hits a release German suplex on McIntyre, and the crowd gets worked up over this. They're getting fired up.
Oh yeah, the crowd loves Kurt Angle.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so do I. I go way back with him. So They did a spot where Angle countered something and then landed on top of Drew, leading to an ankle lock. Angle has releases the German suplex on Lashley, who went into the ring. McIntyre hits a Glasgow kiss headbutt and on Angle and leads to another commercial break. This is a long one. So when they come back from this break,
it seems longer than it is because WWE has to have 10 million commercial breaks an hour. It's like in their contract.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you think that's bad, wait until SmackDown moves to Fox next year.
For real?
Yes, that's the new contract that's been signed. Raw will remain on the USA Network, but SmackDown is moving to the Fox Network, and there's going to be some big changes because Fox, with what's left that they didn't sell off to Disney, considers themselves, from at least from the sports side of things, a serious network.
Right.
And so they want to treat WWE more like a legit sport and less like sports entertainment. So there's rumors they're going to be making some changes, including knocking the 3-man commentary table down to a 2-man, and more focus on the wrestling and the seriousness and less on goofy skits.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
We'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't place my bets on it right away. So when they come back from this commercial break, Kurt Angle is getting free and leading to the predictable hot tag from Strowman. Strowman knocked the heels off the apron, splashes on Corbin, and gives a punch to the chest of Corbin. Strowman follows up with a running power slam, and he does that on Corbin. Next, he tags in Balor, who hits the coup de grace. Did I say that right?
I think it's gras, but close enough.
Okay. Pardon my French. Double foot stomp off the top on Corbin.
Yeah, Balor's trademark finisher.
Rush grabs Balor's foot and puts it on the ropes, so that led to the pin attempt ending. Lashley sent Balor into the ring post. Strowman charges at Lashley on the floor. He moves and Strowman runs over Rush while putting him through the barricade.
Yeah, as much as those barricades are flimsy as hell, that was a nice spot.
Yeah, definitely. And we know that the barricade is thin, and that didn't really hurt at all. Back in the ring, Lashley hits a spear on Balor and takes the pinfall win after about 15 minutes.
That's about right. Yeah, overall a good match, which is to be expected given the 6 men in the ring. They certainly, they worked it well where, Strowman would come in with the power every so often, but for the most part, it was Balor and Balor, McIntyre, Angle, and Corbin carrying the match, which made sense. Letting Lashley and Strowman just occasionally come in, so that worked well.
Right.
All right, so let's see what we got for points for this match. So it's a 6-man tag, no specialty or anything, straight up tag team match player. So we'll start off with the heels because the heels won. We'll do the faces first. How about that?
Sounds good.
Faces is going to go first. All right, Finn Balor is going to get 5 points for being in this match. And he is going to get 2 points for moves. It's 7 points to Balor.
What about the 10 points? Because I love him.
Unfortunately, that doesn't count. I wish it did because he's on my team, but... All right, next. Who's got next? We will do Kurt Angle, who gets 5 points for being in the match, and 5 moves is 10 points to Kurt. What's him at 192? And then, of course, we got Braun Strowman. Braun! Who's going to get himself 5 points for being in the match. 2 points for moves is 7. And 5 points for an OMG for putting a dude through a barricade. So that's going to be 12 points to Braun. What's him at 215? Next over to the heel team. Lashley won, so we'll do him last. So let's go to Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath. Who is going to get 15 points for being on the winning team. He's going to get 5 points for being in the match is 20, and 4 moves is 24 points to Drew. Which is, let's see, 30. That'll put him at 350. And then Baron Corbin, because he's a chicken shit, did nothing. So therefore, he'll get 15 points for being on the winning team and 5 for being in the match. So he'll get 20 points for being a chicken shit.
Which is still generous.
Yeah, but he gets points for showing up and not getting himself pinned. That's what he gets.
There you go.
Anyway, your winner of the match, the almighty Bobby Lashley, is going to get himself 20 points for winning this match. He's going to get 5 for being in its 25, and 1 point for the match-ending spear. Is 26 points to Bobby Lashley. Puts him at 328. And, of course, Leo Rush will get 5 points for accompaniment and 6 points for interfering in the match. Is 11 points to the hype man. 3 is going to put him at 303. Okay. So after the match, the heel team attacked Kurt Angle outside the ring, whipped him face first into some steel stairs, then brought the stairs in the ring. McIntyre hit Balor with a Claymore kick to the face. Should give an extra point to McIntyre then. Missed that. Point to Drew McIntyre. Puts him at 351. And then they set the steel stairs up in the ring. And they gave Lashley and Corbin gave Balor a double team choke slam onto the steel stairs. And then they posed. So,
Those are some post wrestling points, right?
What's that?
Is that like a post?
Yeah, that's definitely a post-match assault.
Yeah.
To those 3 gentlemen. A double choke slam is not a move, so I can't give points for that. But I guess a choke slam on steel stairs is probably worth an OMG.
Yeah, I would say so.
All right, so then we're going to do this. McIntyre is going to get an extra 4 for assault. Puts him at 355. Oh, let's not do that. Buttons. How do they work? Okay. Anyway, Lashley and Corbin are each going to get themselves 4 for an assault and 5 on an OMG, so 9 extra points to those 2 gentlemen. Then is 337 for Lashley, and then Corbin. 9 is 366. Go heels, I guess.
Yeah, really.
Next up, we go to the backstage area where Charlie Caruso is interviewing Heavy Machinery. And we see a clip of some of the other Raw tag teams. And they laughed about Heavy Machinery with Victor calling Otis a dumbbell after he was told that Otis was in the gym. Back to Heavy Machinery, Otis said that it hurt his feelings, and Tucker said that they're going to take on each and every one of those teams one after another, and said that Otis will hurt those that hurt his feelings. So that's an interesting promo situation here. Let's see. So I guess just promo to everybody then. All right, sounds good. You know what? I'm gonna count the promos after we do their match points later. It's gonna be easier. Actually, is that right? Actually, no, that's quite a way in the future of the show. Let's do the promos now because I'm gonna forget. All right, the Ascension. We have Connor and Victor. By the way, Ascension, word of advice. You want to get over and stop being relegated to trash segments like this? Stop pretending you're the bootleg brood. Let's see. Ryder and Hawkins. All right. So that would be Kurt Hawkins, who is up here somewhere. Where the hell's Kurt Hawkins? There's Kurt Hawkins. That'll be 72. And Zack Ryder's way down at the bottom. 39 for him. And then, of course, the B team. We have Bo Dallas. And we have Curtis Axel. All right. And then, of course, Heavy Machinery themselves. We have Otis. And Tucker. All right. Rolling on from that segment, we go to a commercial break. And after the commercial break, we come back to a one-on-one match between Natalya and Ruby Riott, who has her Riott Squad cronies Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan in her corner.
Right, but don't blink because this is a quick one.
No, I know. That tends to happen with these.
All right, so Riott starts in the ring. She was in control early with a knee to the ribs, and she whips her hair back and forth. After putting a headlock...
Insert Willow Smith joke here.
So after Riott puts a headlock on Natalya, Natalya fires back with a suplex, followed by a spinning clothesline. Natalya slaps on the sharpshooter on Riott. Riott counters, punches her in the face, tries to pin her with an inside cradle, but Natalya counters. She counters into a cradle pin of her own, and she wins by pinfall, 2 minutes flat. Done.
Yeah, that happens on Raw sometimes, especially if they have a lot of promos. Sometimes you get a short match. But hey, they made it on TV, so give them that much.
Exactly.
All right. So this is fairly straightforward. I'm surprised the Riott Squad didn't try to get involved in the match. That's kind of surprising, but fair enough.
Yeah, no points for you.
I don't have the Riott Squad.
Oh, no, not you, them.
Oh, yeah. So Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan will get accompaniment points. Sarah Logan. No. And Liv Morgan is up here. Here we go. 138. Okay. And then we'll go to the match proper, where Ruby Riott gets 5 points for being in said match. And let's see here. Where does this darn thing? It's at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, Ruby Riott gets 5 points for being in the match and 3 moves. Sorry, 3 for counting the sharpshooter, rather. 3 for counting the sharpshooter gets 8 points for Ruby Riott. $60. And Natalya is going to get 20 points for winning the match. 5 for competing is 25. And 2 for the sharpshooter and the suplex that she threw there. So that's going to be 27 points to Natalya. What's her at? 231. Okay. Rolling on. Lacey Evans' music hits, and she comes out and does her walk to ringside and then away from ringside shtick that she's been doing for weeks on end now. I'm assuming this is leading somewhere. There were rumors she was in line for a big push, so we will see if that happens. But in the meantime, the sassy Southern Belle will get herself 5 points for showing up on the program and doing her usual thing. I know it's a silent promo, and I'm giving the full 5 because this is the only promo she does, and it's her thing, so I'm giving her the full 5.
Right.
That's going to put her at 5 is 53. I'd like to emphasize that she has literally done nothing except show up since arriving and has more points than half the roster.
Whose team is she on? Rowdy Last Kickers?
I don't know. Let me go back and look. Yes, she's on Tiff's team.
Nice. Go Tiff.
Yeah. I'm going to go back over here. All right. Following this, we see a video of Batista attacking Ric Flair last week. Then we cut to Stephanie McMahon's office. And she is there with special Raw guest hosts. The hosts of Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, Colin Jost and Michael Che. You don't watch Saturday Night Live? You should. Or at the very least do what I do and watch the YouTube clips after it. Because those two are funny dudes. Particularly when it becomes because they're also the head writers of the show. And it becomes painfully obvious when they've written each other's jokes that are trying to fuck each other up. And it's funny as hell. Anyway, she said that their special guest correspondents, is what we're calling them, and Che said it was great to be in Philadelphia. And Joe said that it's going to be a great WrestleMania in New York and put on a New York Mets hat. Boo.
Why are you booing my Mets?
Your Mets?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
What, are you a Yankees fan or something?
When I bother to watch baseball, which is not often.
Okay, Subway Series right now.
I'm going to give it to you because at least it's not the Red Sox.
Yeah, exactly. We can agree on that.
Anyway, moving along. Stephanie talked to them about WWE idea with the, and they basically established that Michael Che is a wrestling fan and kind of knows what's going on and has been here before, whereas Colin Jost is new to all this and is kind of naive. So Colin Jost was awkward at saying that he used to wrestle when he was younger, and just it was kind of a bit cringeworthy. Gonna be honest, WWE, okay, they are better than your writers. You should have let them write the segments. But then again, I mean, a bunch of monkeys in a room with a typewriter are better than the WWE writing staff, so.
Yeah, it seems like it some days.
Not really saying much. Anyway, no promo points to anybody because it's all special guests and authority figures, so that's just moving on. Stuff. Recapping SmackDown things, commercial break. We have an Instagram promo from Batista, who says he's not going to be at Raw in Philly, and then he's not going to apologize. He's not there because of a travel problem or because of he's afraid or anything like that. He's just not there because he just doesn't want to be there. He just doesn't like Philly, which got a boo from the fans. He says he'll think about how much he doesn't like Pittsburgh, where next week's Raw is happening, and maybe we'll see him there, but maybe not. They're going to play by his rules, and the game is over.
What a jerk.
That would be the idea. If you think he's a jerk, wait 5 seconds and you're going to appreciate what's about to happen. First, promo to Batista, who is way down here and not on the actual roster right now. Puts him at 9. So we go to the ring where Triple H comes out. I can't remember if he's coming out to the game or to King of Kings right now, but I think it's the game. To be honest, I prefer King of Kings, but both are good.
Okay.
Anyway, he comes out and basically cuts a promo. And talks about how last week they were, most people were here for a celebration for Ric Flair, the 16-time world champion and WWE legend, and arguably greatest of all time. However, the person most people don't know that Triple H does is Richard Fleer, the man behind Ric Flair. And yes, that is his real name.
Oh, wow. So fancy.
Yeah. But Richard Fleer is one of his best friends that was there for some of his best times and worst times. He said that, he was there for his worst. He talked about how, Ric Flair was there at Triple H and Stephanie's wedding. And talked about how he was, there at a couple of Ric Flair's weddings. It's a big commitment. There's only so much I can do. I mean, the guy's been married 5 times. Come on. Anyway, he noted that he stood by Rick's side even in the worst of times, like when he had to bury his son after that tragic car accident. Which is awesome.
There?
What's that?
He went there?
Yeah, he went there. This is Triple H cutting this promo is real and not a promo.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
That's what's referred to as a shoot. But in this case, it's a worked shoot because it's intentionally a shoot.
Okay.
Anyway, so he talked about this, and Triple H did get very emotional at this point. He said that when Ric Flair was in the hospital back in the summer of 2017 with heart problems in Atlanta, Hunter would dread every message that he got on his phone because he was worried it would be the message that Ric Flair was gone. And talks about how last week they were there to celebrate Rick because he wanted to have him doing what he loved to do, which is being in front of all of you. So for one more time, he wanted to be the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, because that's what he lived for.
Woo!
And that didn't happen because of that piece of... And he didn't say shit, but the fans did. So Dave wanted my attention. Because that's his name, Dave Batista. We all know why. Because he's been crying about it on social media for the last 2 years. When I got hurt back in November, maybe Batista thought it wasn't over. In the past, we all know what's really going on here, Dave. Is that in the past, whenever things around here has gotten hard, you've quit. You always quit. You quit when you didn't get the reactions you wanted from these people. You quit when it got hard. You quit. And now for some reason, this is the one time you decided you're not quitting, and your answer is attacking a 70-year-old man. So go ahead, post your Instagram video, be the bad guy, Dave. Oh, I'm not in Philly because I don't like it. I might not come to Pittsburgh because I don't like that either. Or play it by my rules. Game over. It's cheap, Dave. It's cheap and we all know it. I don't care where it is, Dave. I'll go to your house. We'll do it there. You can come to my house. I'll be here in every building we go to for Raw and SmackDown. Show up. Come find me. Hell, I'll go to your movie set. I don't care. Have some balls, Dave. Show up. But when you do, and come here, look at my eyes, it's not going to be the game. It's not going to be the character. It's going to be the man. It's not going to be something we're selling. You're going to look at me in my eyes as the man. You want my attention, Dave? You've got it. And then he threw the microphone down and he left. And again, as we like to mention every time Triple H goes out and does this, everybody else that's in the back and down in NXT, this is how a masterclass in how you cut a promo. Learn, kids. Anyway, that is a big-ass promo to Triple H. Where the hell is Triple H? He's here somewhere. There he is, Triple H on Jeff's roster, of course. All right. So after that happened, we had some replays of what was going on with Ronda last week. We then see Stephanie McMahon outside the McMahon family office, because they share one now, because they're all in charge. And Charlie Caruso showed up and asked Stephanie about the situation, and Stephanie said that what Ronda did was disrespectful and blasphemous. And that WWE would announced that WWE was dropping all the charges against Becky Lynch and lifting her 60-day suspension.
Nice.
And that she has invited Becky Lynch here tonight to the arena to sign a hold harmless agreement in case Becky were to get hurt at WWE Fastlane, where she will be competing in a match against the Queen, Charlotte Flair, for the currently vacant Raw Women's Championship. If that sounds off to you, you'll find out why in a minute. So that happened. We go to a commercial break. We come back for a commercial break to Dean Ambrose in a dark hallway. Roman Reigns shows up to say that he thought they stopped hanging out in places like this, and that he's welcome to come in the actual locker room with him. And Ambrose just kind of left saying, I got a match to get ready for. I don't got time for you. So, promo to Roman and Dean.
Kind of cold, Dean.
And it's, they don't call him the lunatic fringe for nothing. You never know what you're going to get out of the guy. So then we go to the ring, where Heavy Machinery has made their entrance, and they are preparing to hold a gauntlet match against the three teams that were making fun of them earlier in the night. So the way this is going to work is we're going to go through the entire gauntlet, all three teams, and then score the whole thing at the end, because a gauntlet match is considered one long match. Even though there are multiple falls, the falls will merely count as eliminations. Risa.
All right, so, yep. So Heavy Machinery comes out, all guns blazing. They hit their trash compactor, double team finisher, and the front slam, and they won clean in about 2 minutes. Winners by pinfall, Heavy Machinery. That's 1 for them, 0 for Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. So we go on to our second match in the gauntlet. And we have Heavy Machinery versus the Ascension, Connor and Victor. So the Ascension starts working over Tucker as Connor whips Tucker into the turnbuckle. Otis gets a tag against Victor, and he runs him over with a clothesline and follows up with a follow-away slam. Otis comes back with a running splash on Victor against the turnbuckle. He goes to the middle rope and hits a Vader bomb splash off the middle turnbuckle to win the second match after about another 3 minutes. So Heavy Machinery takes that win also. Otis also making the pinfall for that match. Now we go to the third match in the gauntlet. It's Heavy Machinery versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. And boy, do I feel bad for all these other teams facing Heavy Machinery. So Ryder and Hawkins start out by hitting a double team STO leg sweep and go for the pin, get a 2 count on Otis. Tucker hits a clothesline, sends Ryder out of the ring. Next, Otis launches Hawkins in the air and hits a front slam on him. Tucker hits the Caterpillar and hits an elbow drop on Hawkins for the pinfall win after about 1 minute. So Heavy Machinery takes it all. Otis was the pinfall man for all 3 matches.
He was. Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I double-checked it on WWE.
Yeah, because I had a feeling that he messed it up because when it says Tucker hit the Caterpillar, I'm like, no, the Caterpillar is Otis's move. I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So in that case, we'll have to just amend that point on the score sheet, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go through this entire thing here.
What is a Caterpillar?
Well, let me ask. Do you remember a guy by the name of Scotty Tuhati?
Yeah, but that was the worm.
It is. The Caterpillar is a modified version of that maneuver. Basically, instead of where Scotty Tuhati got to the end and then did the hoo, and did like an arm drop thing.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that, Otis does the hop around, the worm portion, and then he jumps up, does one hoo, then jumps up in the air and does an elbow drop.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So the end is modified, but otherwise the theatrics are the same. And of course, being a much larger man, it looks much funnier when Otis does it. So let's see what we got here. Where the heck are the totals? They're here somewhere. Okay. So after all that, Tucker Knight is going to get 15 points for being on the winning team. He's going to get 5 for competing in a match, is 20. He's going to get 3 for competing in a specialty match, is 23. And I believe that's it, because I don't think he actually hit any moves in this match. No, the trash compactor.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
He did the double team. Okay, so fair enough. So then that's 24 points to Tucker. I shouldn't be doing the winners first, but I'm doing it just for the sake of avoiding confusion. 102, another 4 is 106. Not bad. And then Otis Dozovic is going to get himself 20 points for winning this match. He's going to get 10 for winning a specialty match, is 30. Another 5 for being in the match, is 35. And he had the Caterpillar. What else did he have here? The Caterpillar, the trash compactor.
It says Tucker hit the Caterpillar.
I know, that's wrong, because it also says Tucker won the match.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's the part that was so. Looks like Otis had the trash compactor. He had the Caterpillar, and he used a Vader bomb to win the second match, and I don't think that's a move of his. So instead, that'll be 2 moves. So that is, what is it, 35? That's 37. And then the 2 prior eliminations is another 6 points, is 43 points to Otis.
Not a bad haul.
No, not at all. If I've calculated that all right, and I think I have. So that becomes 84, and that's 94, 04, 14. 124. Now, as for the teams that got beat up, let's see here. Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas will each get 5 for competing and 3 for a specialty as 8 points a pop. Where the heck is this thing? Bo Dallas. There we go. 54. And then we got, where is Curtis? Not all enough. Curtis Axel. There we go. That's going to also put him at 54. By the way, WWE, this scoreline match should be an example of how unbalanced your tag team division is. I mean, looking at this right now, okay, you do have the Revival and you've got Roode and Gable, which is fair. They're decent tag teams. And then you got these guys who you're pushing, and that's fine. But then you have 3 joke tag teams. Whereas if I look at the SmackDown tag team roster, I see the current tag champions, the Usos, one of the best tag teams of all time. I see the New Day, the longest reigning tag team champs of all time. I see the freaking Hardy Boys. Enough said. I feel like there's a talent imbalance here, guys. Although if you're doing this in prep for SmackDown going to Fox, I understand. Anyway, who's up next on the beat train? Let's see, who was it? Oh, yes, the Ascension, who are also going to get 8 points each. It's 36. And Victor is 43. And lastly but not leastly, poor Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Poor Hawkins and Ryder. 8 points each to you gentlemen as well. We thank you for your service. I expect Kurt Hawkins to break his losing streak at WrestleMania, I'll be honest.
Do you say you don't, or you do?
I do. You think they'll build up to that? Makes sense for the story, right?
Could be.
You have no idea what the story is, do you?
Not right now, no.
Yeah, Kurt Hawkins is on a losing streak. It's actually famous specifically. I believe his. Let's see, what was his losing streak currently at? I want to check it real quick because it's an important number to have accurate. Let's see. Let's see. What is the current losing streak? Where's the number? I would like to know where the number is. Let's see, that was back on June 4th, right? The internet does not want to tell me. You are not helpful. Yeah, see, it's not. Oh, is it over here? Will this tell me? I want to know.
As of September of last year, it was 219.
Yeah, I know. It's higher than that now.
Oh, wow. Stay tuned, folks, while we get this losing streak catastrophe for you. There should be a counter right on the WWE website in the corner. Kurt Hawkins' losing streak, and then keeps counting up.
Hello?
Yep,
Did I cut out?
you did.
You could have said something.
Oh, I thought you were still looking for the number.
No, I said, we'll see if the streak breaks, because the storyline is after reuniting with Ryder, they're going to, reportedly he was going to try to help him break the streak, but we'll see if that happens or not.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I kept the fans entertained.
Yeah. So what else? We announced that Tori Wilson will be joining the Hall of Fame this year. So that's cool. They aired a promo video for Captain Marvel, which is a great movie, and everybody should go see it.
I'll take your word for it.
That's fair. Also a great movie that everybody should go see is Fighting With My Family, about the life of WWE superstar Paige.
That I can vouch.
We cut to the back to Michael Che and Colin Jost, and they're walking backstage with Jost saying that he knew the Bushwhackers, Razor Ramon, and The Rock on Raw, basically talking about how he used to know wrestling but is completely out of touch by today's standards. Che told Jost to just take off the Mets hat. They walked by EC3, who was all oiled up and looking at himself in the mirror. There's a joke about never knowing what you're going to see. They then ran into Titus O'Neil, who seemed very excited to see them and asked to take a picture. Then proceeded to pull Michael Che over for the picture and ask Colin to take it. When Josh said he was on SNL too, Titus O'Neil didn't seem to care. No Way Jose then danced around with his conga line.
Yay.
And Michael Che told Colin Jost that they had to be professional when he tried to join the conga line. And Jost then put his Mets hat back on, and the crowd booed. So that's promo to Titus O'Neil and No Way Jose, I guess. And No Way Jose. No Way Jose. No Way Jose. Oh, and also a mini to EC3 for being oiled. Video package about Tori Wilson being in the Hall of Fame. That's cool. We then cut to the back where Charlotte Flair gets interviewed by Charlie Caruso. She said that Becky Lynch will sign on the dotted line, and unlike Ric Flair, Becky is arrogant and thinks that she'll be at her best. She says that, Bex was crushed when she thought her 60-day suspension would make her miss WrestleMania, but Flair is going to put her out for good. Becky is a one-legged competitor in an ass-kicking contest, and that doesn't go well. The WWE Universe will have the privilege of being able to bask in her glory once that's done, when she becomes the Raw Women's Champion. Woo! What do you think?
She's awesome.
Fair.
She's a beast.
Promo to Charlotte. Okay. Moving on. We go back to Seth Rollins, who walks up to Dean Ambrose, who's hanging out by some equipment cases. Says that brothers fight, but they are a team. And that Ambrose is his wrestling soulmate. And so they should do this. He said, let's, and Ambrose replied, no can do. And said that he's got business in that ring tonight, and he has to do it on his own. So promo to Rollins and Dean. Dean racking up the promo points tonight.
Hey, really?
Next up, we cut out to the ring to Elias. And Elias plays his guitar. And he has one question for all of you at home. Who wants to walk with Elias? You all know you do, because there is one universal truth that we all know. And that's the WWE stands for. Walk with Elias. I said WWE stands for. Walk with Elias. You're supposed to do the walk with Elias part. It's the crowd. Hello?
One more time.
I said WWE stands for. Walk with Elias. There we go. Okay, we got it. That's a shtick. We have to do that. All right. Anyway, I do not have the exact template of the song that he sang, but he said that what's that?
Darn.
Yeah. But it did involve him mentioning that he knows that he's in Philly with no Stanley Cups around. They haven't won one since the 1970s, and rips on the Flyers mascot Gritty for being weird, even though he's just over like hell. He ripped on the fans some more for how they look, and said that he saw an Eagles fan eating horse manure. And he also added that their children had no future, and that Bryce Harper, the new Philadelphia Philly, said this is where his career will go to die. The song's on YouTube. Y'all can look it up if you want to hear it. Promo to Elias. Who really doesn't need to be a heel right now, as good as he is at it.
That's true.
All right, next. Dean Ambrose comes out, and he's selling his back injury from the guitar earlier. He gets in the ring to have a match against Elias right here, right now.
And this is what he's been building up to all night, saying that he's got to do this on his own?
Yep.
Well, in that case, he goes and does it. The first thing he does is knocks Elias out of the ring. He hits a clothesline and sends Elias over the top to the floor on the other side of the ring. A quick commercial break, and then they're back. And Elias is walking the ropes and doing a punch to the shoulder, like Undertaker style. Keep trying. So anyway, Ambrose was on the apron, and Elias hits a running dropkick to knock him down. Elias went over the top for an attack, but Ambrose moves, and Ambrose hits a suicide dive on Elias on the floor to set him into the barricade. Back in the ring, Ambrose hits 2 clotheslines on Elias, a forearm to the face, a corner clothesline, and Elias manages to come back, sending Ambrose into the turnbuckle, followed by a forearm to the back. Elias comes back with a knee drop. Ambrose counters a drift away attempt with an inside cradle for 2. He follows it up with a neck breaker. Ambrose goes up top, and as he jumps off, Elias hits him with a knee to the nose. Elias hits his drift away finisher, spinning slam for the pinfall, and Elias wins the match.
Hashtag knees are 2 faces. God, shit's getting out the war so poorly used. Anyway. So. I guess this makes sense. I mean, Elias certainly could use a win every now and again. And a win over Ambrose doesn't hurt him. That's a pretty good win. So. Guess he'll use a Dean to get some guys over for before he leaves.
Why not?
Why not? So Dean Ambrose gets 5 points for coming out here for this match. And that's about it. So Ambrose is going to get himself a grand total of Ambrose countered a drift away partway through the match is another 3, so 9 points to Ambrose. 340. Oh, and a top 10 spot for Dean Ambrose. How about that?
Nice.
Meanwhile, Elias is going to get himself 20 points for winning this match, 5 for being in this match, and 1 for the drift away that won him the match is 26 points to Elias. I already gave Elias promo from before the match, right?
Don't think so, actually.
Fair enough, that it's 26 and 5 for a promo is 31 points to Elias. We've got 41 and 44 is 245. Let's see, now where the hell's the Riott? There we go. Okay, after all this, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns make their entrance with Ambrose still in the ring, and they get in there and ask him what it's going to be. The fans chant Shield, and the cameras are close enough that we can hear them even without microphones. Ambrose paced around the ring for a second, walked between them, and then left the ring, went over the barricade and through the crowd, up the stairs, and out of the arena. The crowd booed.
Boo.
Boo. That's going to be a mini promo to these 3 gentlemen. So I have decreed. And Roman Reigns is 5. No, we're only doing 3. It's 25. And then Seth freaking Rollins is going to get 3 more, put him at 281. All right. So after all of that, the trio of Corbin, Lashley, and McIntyre made their entrance, and Corbin said that this is pathetic. McIntyre adds that, you see, the hounds of justice are 3 stray dogs fighting for the scraps at our table. Ambrose was still standing in the crowd as the heels approached the ring, and McIntyre added that, this isn't quite the return that you envisioned, is it, Roman Reigns? You are all pathetic. We were going to offer you an epic tag team match at Fastlane, but we don't think that you deserve it. So we're just going to end you right now. And the trio go for a 3-on-2 attack in the ring as the fans chant Shield. Ambrose comes running back down the steps, hops the barricade, and jumps in the ring. And fighting ensues. Reigns connects with a Superman punch, Rollins with a super kick, and Ambrose with a clothesline. Allowed them to clear the ring. With the fans chanting Shield, Roman's then put his fist out in the center. Rollins put it beside. The fans chanted Shield. Ambrose pasted back for another second and then threw his fist in as well, officially reuniting the Shield. Yet again.
All right.
So, that's going to be an assault to all these people. And what a finisher, a pop to the Shield. Also a promo to McIntyre and Corbin. So that's 9 for Corbin. 275. And 9 for Drew McIntyre. Yes, 364. And then 4 assault points to Bobby Lashley, who didn't talk, which is probably for the better.
Yep.
21. This is why he has a hype man, because Bobby Lashley should not talk. Because when he was originally here and he talked, he sounded like a child, and when he's here now and he talks, he sounds like a serial killer. So.
Oh, wow.
Or at least in that one really, really bad extended promo they let him do. When it led to the most horrible segment ever between him and Sami Zayn.
Still having nightmares over it.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. 3 presumably random indie dudes in drag as Bobby Lashley's quote-unquote sisters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you could YouTube it, but I don't recommend it.
Okay.
Anyway, and then the Shield are going to get assault points and a finisher a pop, so that's 5 points a pop to the Shield. And then Seth. All right. Now, rolling along in the program. Replay of Stephanie's interview from earlier. We see Becky Lynch hobbling backstage in a hallway with a crutch, talking to some dude. And then hobbled out to the ring after a commercial break. Oh, sorry, no, she didn't. There's something else first. Not paying attention to the show. There's a couple more things first. Damn. Longer show than I thought. Okay. Anyway, Sasha Banks enters with Bayley. Tamina and Nia Jax were already in the ring.
All right, so Tamina starts it up with a back elbow.
It's Tamina.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tamina Snuka. With Nia Jax taking on Sasha with Bayley in a one-on-one match with managers.
All right. Tamina hits a splash against the turnbuckle, and Banks hits a knee to the face. Sasha Banks continues with a double knee attack to the face of Tamina against the turnbuckle. Tamina slams her down, and Banks hits a running knee to the face and then tries to get the pin for a 2 count. Tamina kicks out and goes for a super kick. Banks avoids it, and Banks continues together, tries to roll her up with a pin. Tamina gives her an uppercut and punches Banks down. Banks comes back with a side Russian leg sweep into a bank statement submission. So here comes Jax interfering, pulling Tamina out of the ring to save her. Jax throws Bayley down. Banks hits her with the double knees. Now she's on the floor. Tamina gets back up. Jax holds Sasha's foot. And Tamina hits a super kick on Banks for the pinfall win. Winner by pinfall is Tamina.
Nice. Alrighty. So Nia and Bayley are both going to get accompaniment and interference. That's 9 points a pop to them. And then we'll do the lyrics in the match. So Sasha lost, so we'll do her first. So Sasha will get 5 points for being in the match. And let's see over here. Let's see. Sasha gets 5 points for being in the match. 1 for a double knee attack. 1 for a running knee. 3 for evading a super kick. 1 for the bank statement. 1 for her double knee attack. Put Sasha Banks at a total of 5 for the match and 7 moves is 12 points to Sasha. Okay.
Sasha really likes her knee moves.
She does. Her knees are her specialty. And then we go to Tamina. Tamina Snuka. Tamina gets 20 points for winning the match and 5 for being in it as 25. And according to this here, let's see. She gets 1 for the super kick for winning the match. And there's another one here. Oh, and 1 for an uppercut punch. There it is. It's 27 points to Tamina. By the way, if you go see Fighting With My Family, you'll notice is notoriously absent from the AJ Lee versus Paige confrontation that ends the movie when she won the title on her Raw debut.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So with that match over, we cut back to Michael Che and Colin Jost again. They're walking down the hallway. And Che said he had to go to the bathroom, and Joss asked if he needed to go with him, and Che said no. Braun Strowman then walked up to Colin Jost. Strowman took his hat off and intimidated him, and Jost asked if any of the stuff was even real, which led to Braun grabbing him by the throat and slamming him into a wall. And then it went to a break. We come back from the commercial to the hallway where Jost and Che, while referees and producers are there, Braun Strowman left, and Che said that next time they'll go to the bathroom together. And Jost looked like he was afraid of Strowman and asked if he would be at WrestleMania, and Che said yes. So that should set up some segment with them at WrestleMania. So we'll go ahead and give a... I guess we'll give it. All Braun did was pick him up, so we're going to give promo to Braun. We're not going to make it an assault because all I did was pick him up.
Right.
So just a promo to Braun will be sufficient for this segment. Next up, we cut to the ring where the Revival, the Raw Tag Team Champions, are there for their title defense, in which they didn't even get an entrance, which, when you're the champions, is not really a good sign.
They don't even care about their tag teams at Raw.
No, clearly not. Except for their opponents, the team of Ricochet and Aleister Black, who just came up from NXT and are getting the Heroes treatment.
Wow.
And so we go to that match.
All right, so Dawson and Black are in the ring. Black hits a moonsault off the top ropes, and Wilder tags in to prevent a tag out. Meanwhile, the team of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable walk down to the ring. So they take a commercial break, and then when they come back, we see Black is still in danger, but then he turns around and cleans house with some creative kicks. So next, Ricochet tags and gets a backslide on Wilder. Ricochet hits a neck breaker on Dawson, and a roll-up on Wilder gets a 2 count. So Ricochet knocks Dawson with a punch. Ricochet gets a pin on Wilder for 2 once again. Ricochet sends Dawson out of the ring with a head scissors takedown. Ricochet hits a springboard elbow on Wilder to send him out of the ring. Roode and Gable attack Wilder, so the referee calls for a disqualification. The match lasted a good 6 minutes or so. And winners by disqualification are the Revival.
Which is good for the Revival. They could use the win. Even if it is by DQ, they get a W in the book. And, Roode and Gable getting involved here makes sense. I'm not quite sure if they're supposed to be heel turning, but something's going on. So post-match, Black and Ricochet argued with Rudy Gable in the ring and then knocked them out of the ring. Then acted like they were going to do suicide dives, but instead did cool backflips off the ropes. So. All right. So this is a DQ, so there's going to be not a lot of win points for this match.
Nope.
So Ricochet and Aleister Black are not the winners either way. Ricochet did not actually do any moves that are on his list as far as I could gather, so he's just going to get 5 points. Aleister Black did 1 move, so he's going to get 6. And the Revival, I don't think, did any moves either. So the Revival are just going to get themselves 5 points for... yeah, there's no intentional DQs. Yeah, basically the Revival just get 5 points each. This just whole thing is a fucking bust. Who the hell is a Dash Wilder? That's who I'm looking for, Jesus. And Scott Dawson. He's down here. Well, okay. What else we got here? We got Gable and Rude with interference. And they attacked Wilder, so I'm going to throw him at a... Well, no, just give him the interference. I'm not going to give him an assault on top of it. It's just interference. So that's 6 points to Bobby Roode, 188, and 6 points to Chad Gable. Comes 31. Okay. So after all that stuff, we had a video about Alexa Bliss celebrating WWE working with Girl Up because it's Women's History Month. So that's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
And then we get to our main event segment, which will be the ladies dealing with Becky Lynch's, the signing of Becky Lynch's Hold Harmless agreement for the Fastlane match. So Stephanie came out to the ring with the Raw Women's title in hand, along with a contract, and mentioned that anything can happen on the road to WrestleMania, like the Shield reunion and Ronda Rousey giving up the Raw Women's title last week. She said she asked for the video from last week, which showed Rousey lay the title down and walk away.
Which then in turn made me cry.
Yeah. That's okay. All right, so Charlotte Flair made her entrance, got booed by the crowd. There are also some woos, though. Becky Lynch then got introduced, and she got a big ovation, walking down with a crutch on her left arm and a brace on her left leg. They all get in the ring, and Stephanie says that at Fastlane, Flair and Lynch will go one-on-one to determine the new Raw Women's Champion, but that Becky has to sign the Hold Harmless agreement to ensure that Becky won't sue the WWE if she hurts the knee or any other body part. And Charlotte told Becky to sign it unless Stephanie wants to give the title to her right now. Becky said that she beat Flair at the Royal Rumble and she can do it again here. And Stephanie told them not to fight right now, while telling them that she had to run it by the lawyers. And Becky signed the contract, the Hold Harmless agreement. However, right after this happens, we see Ronda Rousey arriving at the arena. We throw to a commercial, and then come back to it to Ronda making her entrance with a very serious looking getting right in the ring. She asked what the hell Stephanie was doing, and Stephanie said that Ronda left her no other choice. Ronda replied that she didn't want to give up her title. She gave Stephanie a week to think about it. She wanted Steph to include Becky in the title match, not exclude Ronda. And Ronda requested her title back, please, and so Stephanie handed it to her. Stephanie said that she still has to do business here, so announced that Charlotte Becky will still happen at Fastlane. But now, if Becky wins the match, she will be added to the WrestleMania match making it a triple threat match between these three women for the Raw Women's title. And Stephanie said that the fans asked if that's what the fans wanted, and the fans cheered. Ronda Rousey then said that Stephanie values her wallet over her own pride. She makes Stephanie way too much money for Stephanie to fire her, and Stephanie knows it. She says that she could go rogue anytime she wants and had free reign to do anything she wants in this ring because Stephanie values her bank account over Becky and Charlotte's frail bodies. Rousey turned to the crowd saying that she's done everything she could to respect this business while working her ass off and exceeding every expectation. She poured her heart out, sacrificed her body for our entertainment, and what did we do? You booed her out of the Staples Center in Los Angeles, which is her home, in favor of Becky Lynch. And they were booing her here too. And she complained how they were chanting for Becky while she's working her ass off trying to entertain us. Rousey said that she's done pretending and is no longer here to entertain us. I could break Charlotte and Becky's noses if they sneezed at me, and they know it. I am not your dancing monkey. Not anymore. I am the Raw Women's Champion, and I will not be controlled anymore. Damn your fantasies, damn the man, screw the woo, and no more Mrs. Nice Bitch. She then proceeded to kick Charlotte out of the ring and began beating the shit out of Becky Lynch. She put the armbar on Becky Lynch, and Charlotte teased getting in the ring, but then stopped. And Rousey put the armbar on Becky again, and then did it one more time for good measure. And Flair teased getting in the ring again, then stopped, and Rousey stepped on Becky's head for a second. Flair then headed up the ramp to go to the back, while Rousey beat up Becky in the ring some more. Put another armbar on her, then stood over the fallen Becky in the ring, got booed, and the announcers recapped what just happened here as Rousey posed in the ring with the title and the WrestleMania sign in the background. And before we end the show, we cut to Stephanie in the back, who was interviewed by Charlie Caruso in gorilla position, where Stephanie said that Ronda showed her true colors out there and is the animal that Stephanie believed her to be. Ronda didn't have respect for anybody, and she feels sorry for Becky after what she just saw out there, and complained that Rousey said that, about Rousey saying that she's going to get what's coming to her at WrestleMania, and that we'll get either one hell of a triple threat match or one hell of a singles match. And there's a lot of decisions that need to be made, and Rousey is a loose cannon. And if Rousey thinks Stephanie can't make a decision about her career, she might see it differently. Rousey was then shown in the ring while Becky was getting looked at by the doctor, and Raw went off the air. So there we go. So that's going to be a promo to Charlotte. $132. And a promo to Becky. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. Get that in a minute. You still with me?
Yep.
Checking. Ronda Rousey's going to get assault points. And let me see here. Let's go with punches. Let's see. One arm bar, two arm bars, three arm bars, four arm bars. So four assault points and four arm bars is 8 points to Ronda. 8 points to Ronda, and you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do, Jim?
I'm going to give Ronda pipe bomb points for that heel promo.
Nice.
That's going to be 13 points to Ronda. He's going to put her at 517. Thus endeth Monday Night Raw. So with that all said and done, we will go on over to see where the scores lie. Let's go over here. Let me put Raw in over here. 3, 4, 19. We're going to fill in SmackDown later, so we'll do 205 next since that's what we're doing. And this will be once we get those scores later. All right. So let me scroll over here. I'm going to hit the data refresh. Hit a save real quick. All right. As of right now, still in the lead at 67.45 is the Extremely Legit Yes Movement. Still in second at 63.40 are the Rowdy Last Kickers. And still in third is me at 43.15.
I think you'll break 5,000 by the end of this.
Oh, definitely. I mean, not by the end of tonight, but before the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So as mentioned earlier, we do not have SmackDown tonight because of the miscommunication and my not being ready for the show. So that unfortunately cost us TIFF. So we're going to do 205 Live because I do have those results from Jeff, and we'll get through that real quick and talk a little bit about his Fastlane predictions and see how right they were, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and close. Keep that out for now. Let me close a little bit of that there. All right. Let's see. Where's my document? Here we go. All right. 205 Live. Wait, hang on a sec. What?
Say what?
Hmm?
No, don't say what.
Okay. That was a random child's voice.
Yep, I got a random child floating around.
Alrighty. Anyway. Shut this dated as 3-9. I guess that's the date of the show. Fair enough. So 205 Live, of course, only an hour show, so not nearly as long. So we open up with a 101 match. These are the tournament matches to determine the number one contender for the Cruiserweight Championship, by the way. We open up with Oni Lorcan versus Humberto Carrillo. And looks like we had a good match. Let's see where. This looks like Oni Lorcan came out the victor here. Bit of a surprise there. I didn't see that coming, but good for him.
Why a surprise?
Because Humberto Carrillo's been getting pushed, so I expected him to go further. And Oni Lorcan hasn't been around in a while.
Oh, gotcha.
So, we will go ahead and start off with Humberto Carrillo, who's going to get 5 points for a pre-match promo. He's going to get 5 points for being in the match. He is going to get 24 counterpoints for countering 4 half-and-half suplexes, some knife edge chops, avoiding more knife edge chops times 2, and countering a basement dropkick. And then 7 move points for a hurricanrana, a kick combo, a springboard arm drag, a suicide dive, a reverse somersault moonsault, a corkscrew plancha, and a super kick.
Is that all?
That is all. That's a grand total of 41 points to Humberto Carrillo. $190. And your winner of the match was Oni Lorcan, surprisingly, who gets 20 for winning the match, 5 for competing in the match. He gets 5 OMG points for pulling out a fisherman suplex onto the ring apron. Ow. 3 points for countering a moonsault, and 7 points for a basement dropkick, some knife edge chops, 2 Swiss uppercuts, a fisherman suplex, open-handed chops, and a half-and-half suplex for 40 points to Oni Lorcan. Oh, okay. Hang on. Fuck, I meant to fix that. I didn't fix it. Shit. My bad. Going back. Rewind.
What'd you do?
I fucked up. I'm going to separate those points back from Alberto Carrillo for a second here. Because one thing I forgot to account for is the fact that we had that, what was it, the Revival's tag team match. Where's the stupid thing? Not that. Where the hell is it? Raw deal. Here we go. Because I believe, let me see, scroll up. Yeah, despite being a DQ ending, that tag team match between the Revival and Ricochet and Aleister Black was actually the main event, which means those four gentlemen all get an extra 4 main event points.
Okay.
So that means 4 main event points to Ricochet. And to Aleister Black. And to the Revival. Man, what is that? No. 235. And Dash Wilder. Okay, now I'm going to go back over here for a sec. We'll amend those scores. 45 is still correct. 43.15. And so it just means Tiff goes up to 63.40. Or wait, no. How did Tiff go down? What the fuck happened? What the hell happened now? What the fuck?
Can you maybe go back a couple moves?
Oh, I see what happened. I gave Dash Wilder way too many points. I did
Ah,
visually. Wait, did I? Hang on. What did I do here? Now I'm confused. X to 130. Yes. Okay. 130. Yeah, that's right. So that's what. Right. So it should be basically he should be at 235 is what I fucked up there. Okay. Let's try that again. That's still what the fuck?
Not sure if you're trying to talk us through this or not. So what are you thinking? Maybe go back and score the match again? If you're replying, I can't exactly hear you, just to let you know. There you go.
What?
I hear you now.
Okay, you gotta tell me when you can't hear me.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said, if you're replying, I can't exactly hear you.
Oh. Well, I couldn't hear you either, so that didn't help.
Oh, okay. So what do we got? Did you figure it out?
Hang on, my headset's beeping. Yeah, I think I mistyped Dash Wilder's points and it got all screwed up. So we're okay now. We're back past the first 205 match.
All right, cool.
So like I said, Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher were watching the match from the back, so they get 3 points each for spectating. Eight. Okay. Next, there's a promo in the back where Mike Kanellis speaks to DM the GM. And Mike thought that he was getting a match in the tournament, but DM the GM replied that no, he promised him a match, but it's not one in the tournament. And said that Mike's win-loss record wasn't good enough to be considered for the tournament as he hasn't won a match. Mike's manager and wife, Maria, chimes in, questioning DM the GM's decision to put Mike against enhancement talent. DM the GM replies that he's doing it to help Mike, to get Mike some wins under his belt and gain some confidence. Maria tells him to shut up and stop patronizing them, citing that they are in some charity case. And she ends by saying that Mike is a 16-year vet and is the best cruiserweight on the roster. No, better than the best. And if DM the GM can't see that, then he's not doing his job. And they walk out. So there's a promo to the Kanellis. Three from Mike. And 7 from Maria. All right. So does Mike Kanellis goes to the ring and faces local talent, also known as Colby Carino, who, according to Jeff's recap, has a red Capsule Corp logo on his ring gear.
That's different.
What's that?
That's different.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know exactly what that even looks like because I don't watch that show, but I don't know if you have any feedback on that. I don't know if you watched that one.
I don't.
Okay. Fair enough. I know you watched Sailor Moon. I don't know if you watched other anime.
What anime is that from?
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so anyway, let's see here. So apparently the match never actually happened because Mike Kanellis assaulted local talent before it could start. So Mike Kanellis gets 4 points for an assault, 1 for his rolling cutter finisher. It's 5 points to Mike Kanellis. And also 5 to Maria for accompanying him because there was intended to be a match. It just didn't happen. All right. Next, looks like Tony Nese had a promo in the back. So that's good for him. We'll give Tony Nese 5 promo points. I don't know the details on what these are, unfortunately, so I'm not really that worried about it.
Yeah.
Cedric Alexander had a promo in a darkened room how he wants to win back his Cruiserweight title. So 5 points to Cedric. Next, another promo where the Brian Kendrick, a.k.a. Spanky, is giving words of encouragement to Akira Tozawa as 205 Live goes to a commercial. So, promo to Tozawa and Kendrick. All right. And then we go to the ring for the evening's main event, which is a one-on-one match between Cedric Alexander and Akira Tozawa. Both of these men former Cruiserweight champions, although Tozawa's was a very short one-week reign that was kind of a joke. And Cedric Alexander with the big main event win here. Thank you, Cedric, for earning me some points. So I'll do Akira Tozawa first, who is going to get 5 points for being in the match, 4 for being in the main event, 12 evasion points for avoiding a standing drop kick, countering 3 lumbar checks, and 9 points for moves for the knife edge chops, the sucker punch, the standing hurricanrana, the suicide dive, the missile drop kick, 2 dragon kids, a reverse hurricanrana DDT, and a German suplex. It's 30 points to Akira Tozawa.
That's a pretty solid moveset.
303, 413. Bada boom. And lastly, we have Cedric, who gets 20 points for winning the match, 5 for being in it, 4 for being in the main event, and 5 for winning the main event. 9 counterpoints for countering a standing senton, a dragon kid, and a sucker punch. 6 move points for a Frankensteiner, a stomach crusher, a standing drop kick, a launching flatliner, a spinning back elbow, and a lumbar check. And apparently Jeff deducted from Alexander 2 sets of minor botch points. 1 for Cedric missing his landing on his left leg on Tozawa's shoulder for the Frankensteiner, causing Tozawa to be dragged down to one knee. Alexander forgot to attempt a counterattack on Tozawa at one point, and Tozawa rolled onto Alexander's leg when he attempted a slide-through evasion. Little rusty there, Cedric? Jesus. Well, all said and done, Cedric gets 43 points and still won the match, so. $7, what's about 150. Make points to Cedric. All right, now we can go and total this all up for the evening. See what we got. Data refresh and a save. All right. So we have 68-26 for Jeff, still in the lead. Tim is at 63-29. And I went up to 43.89 with that, so that helped me a little bit.
All right, fair.
That's where we're going to be leaving the scores for the night. Let's go over and check out the leaderboards. And we will run the leaderboards again after Fastlane, obviously, next week. So let's see. Top of the leaderboards is still Finn Balor at 519. Still the Intercontinental Champion at this point in time of the recap. Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, only 2 points behind him at 517. And with a 100-point gap that follows, that Balor and Rousey are going to be fighting for the top spot through WrestleMania at this point.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the two, and it's probably going to be Ronda.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, if Becky wins the title, and she's way down there, she's only 12. She's not too bad off. Anyway, third place is Akira Tozawa at 413 off that main event match, followed by the WWE champion, the New Day Brand at 404. Seth freaking Rollins coming in at 386. Bayley, one half of the Raw Women's Champion at 376, tied with her partner Sasha Banks, also at 376. The WWE Women's Tag Team Champions there. Baron Corbin at 375, keeping himself relevant, followed by the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre at 364. And rounding out the top 10 is the lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose at 348. Keeping the 2/3 of the Shield that have been around in the top 10. So there we have that. We'll close that out. Back on the air. All right. So we're going to go ahead and real quick just take a look at Jeff's Fastlane predictions. Which, as far as I'm seeing here, some of these I think the matches got changed at the last minute.
Oh.
Let me just see what this says here. Fastlane 2019. Results. All right. And I won't reveal whether he got these right, but I'll just read them off. So, kickoff show match of the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, with Kofi in their corner, versus the thrown together tag team of Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. And Jeff picks the winner to be the New Day. Reason being, I just don't see Shin and Ruru going over the New Day. Fair. Let me see here. He has a prediction for Rey Mysterio versus Andrade, which actually that match did not happen because those two were in the United States title Fatal 4-Way. So a little bit different there. But he predicted Rey would go over Andrade in that match if it did happen. On the main show, The Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Gable and Rude in the Triple Threat Raw Tag Team title match. He predicted The Revival would retain on that, needing it. Saying the Revival needs a big pay-per-view retention here to cement their place as a viable threat and legit champions. Black and Ricochet are only a team because they're a team in NXT. In the NXT Dusty Rhodes Classic, and I don't see them walking into said tournament the Raw Tag Team Champions. Gable and Rude, in my opinion, were never a legit tag team, and Rude deserves far better. Asuka defending her SmackDown Women's title against Mandy Rose with Sonya in her corner. Prediction Asuka because they'd be stupid to have Mandy Rose beat Asuka.
Exactly.
I could potentially buy Sonya Deville beating Asuka, but not Mandy Rose. We have the women's tag team title match of Sasha and Bayley versus Nia and Tamina. Prediction, Sasha and Bayley will win. Reasoning, it would be one of the stupidest moves in WWE's history to have the newly crowned women's tag team titles lose their first ever defense and on a pay-per-view. Not only would that be a middle finger to Sasha and Bayley, but it would immediately devalue the titles.
Yeah, definitely.
The Usos versus The Miz and Shane McMahon for the SmackDown tag team titles. Winners, the Usos. Reason, WWE and the Usos have been going on and on and on and on and on about how the Usos have never had a WrestleMania match and how the Usos deserve to be there. So it makes sense they retain here and walk into WrestleMania the tag champs. Also, I get the feeling they're about to move on to the next phase of the Miz and Shane storyline, which I predict will culminate in a WrestleMania Miz vs. Shane match, where Shane will do something incredibly stupid like jump off a cell. The
He's
Shield.
in good shape for his age.
What's that?
He's in good shape for his age.
He is. The Shield versus Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. Winners the Shield. Reason, you don't have Roman Reigns come back from leukemia, reform the Shield, and lose. Accurate. Charlotte versus Becky. If Becky wins, he gets added to the WrestleMania match. Winner Becky. Reason, you don't intentionally keep your hottest commodity off the WrestleMania card. What do you think?
I agree.
All right. And lastly, the WWE Championship match. The new Daniel Bryan with Eric Rowan versus Kevin Owens. Winner Daniel Bryan. Reason I just don't see WWE taking the belt off Daniel Bryan until at least WrestleMania, especially since they just made a new one specifically for him. I can see Rowan getting involved to make Kevin Owens look strong in defeat.
All right.
That works.
Yeah.
If you want to know if he got those right, go check the Fastlane results or stay tuned for Thursday when we score that and we'll let you know. Alrighty. Well, with absolutely all of that said and done, this has been your weekly XFL, a bit shorter than normal. Tonight's title, by the way, Ronda Gone Rogue. Just in case anybody didn't notice that. And so, with that, Risa, I thank you for joining me. I know you couldn't get back on camera for the moment.
No problem.
And we look forward to seeing you in our as a full participant come season 10 after WrestleMania.
If I can say Tamina.
You just did, so I have confidence. And Jeff and Tiff, hope to see you back for Fastlane, and if not, on Saturday for the usuals. I'm James Phoenix. Till next time. You want some? Come get some.